Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Joshua, and I am the owner, CEO of Nala Solutions. And I am coming to you today to talk to you guys about taxes and being a truck driver, trucking. I'm not that familiar as far as having a lot of clients that are truckers, but I've had some. And so I just wanted to share some information with you guys that I've come across in the past that I feel will be useful for those who are truckers. And it's going to also help in other industries as well. So I said, you know what? Why not? Let's share this information. So here we go. Now, first things first, let's talk about expenses and deductions. As a truck driver, you're faced, of course, with numerous expenses because you're on the road all the time, etc. But let's be clear: if you're a W-2 truck driver, you're getting paid from a company. You won't be able to write off these expenses. You won't be able to write off these deductions. So you have to be self-employed. So if you're brand new to the trucking industry and they give you the option, saying, "Hey, do you want to be W-2 or self-employed?" It's all a matter of preference. A lot of people like W-2 work because they know it's consistent income. They get paid every 2 weeks, etc. They get medical, so on and so forth. But the employer takes a bulk of the hit when it comes to the taxes. So your pay is less. And they're paying for the other half of your medical, matching 401k, etc. If you're 1099, you're going to actually get more in pay. So the way the IRS is set up, the system is set up for 1099 people. So if you're 1099, you're your own boss. You're going to determine how much money you make. You're going to determine what your expenses are. And as long as you have excellent bookkeeping, which we're going to get into, that would be the best decision. So make sure you keep, that information in mind. Now, what are some common deductions for truck drivers? So we have association dues. If you're part of any type of organization or association that gives you work, cell phone or computer. Now, disclaimer: so if you're using your cell phone for business and personal, then you can only write off 50% of your cell phone bill. But if you have a specific cell phone just for business, you're able to write off the whole 100%. Clothing, if it's specialized, if you need it for your job. So you can't write off your everyday wear that that you wear, your Gucci, your Louis, etc. Or if you like me, you go to Ross and Burlington, Target. You can't write that off unless it is beneficial and is needed for your job. Now, if you have work boots you have to buy, for the type of company that you're with, or you have certain things you have to buy that you have to wear, then that you can write off as part of your clothing. Education, any type of education that consists of your furthering yourself in your business in the long run is definitely a write-off. So make sure you're keeping track of that and getting further education and knowledge on your business. Any tools and equipments that you may use, so chains, tarps, bungee cords, etc. If you need that for your business, then you make sure you want to keep receipts of that or have a bookkeeper or CPA, because those are write-offs and you need it for your business. Meals. Now, depending on, of course, if it's just a personal meal, you know, um, you can't write it off. But if you're during working hours, by all means, you can definitely write that off. At least 80% of your meals can be written off because you're on the road, and the IRS understands that and respects that. So a lot of times you're going to be buying stuff, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, etc. So you need to eat in order to do your job. So you definitely can write that off. When I say travel costs, I mean like lodging. If you have to get a hotel room for the night, some people don't like to stay in their trucks for security reasons. You can write that off as an expense. Medical exams, if you don't have an insurance, or if you do have insurance, of course, you can write that off as well. Any personal products that you need to maintain your job, toiletries, etc. Now that truck, most trucks start off at like $200,000. A lot of people don't know that you can use depreciation and write off that truck. Like if it's used for your business and someone that is, a great tax preparer, CPA, they can depreciate the value of that truck based on how much you spend for it. Even if you had to get a loan on it, the interest on that loan can be written off. So make sure you keep that in mind as well. Fuel can be written off, and like I said, I had already went over lodging. Now, when it comes to taxes, like I said, this is specifically about truckers, but this goes for any entrepreneurs, any 1099 people. You want to stay on top of your taxes. There's companies like Wave that can pull the information from your bank account and pull it over. It's not 100% accurate, but it does help. It's something. You could use QuickBooks, etc. Everyone isn't that technology savvy. So, a lot of people outsource it to, people like myself or my business partner. But you want to make sure you keep good bookkeeping, profit and loss. And when I say bookkeeping, I mean you're not commingling funds. Your personal is for your personal. Anything related to your trucking and your business is coming out of your business bank account. So hopefully you have your LLC already set up, or your S corp, or your corporation, and you're running all of your income and your expenses from that one account. So who's ever doing your bookkeeping will be able to do your profit and loss in no time. It's easy. Plus, when you go to apply for business loans and things of that nature, they'll be able to see easily how much income your business made and how much expenses your business paid out. We all know that self-employment tax by itself is 15.3%. 15.3% of everything you made. 12.4% of that goes to Social Security and 2.9 to Medicare. Now there are ways you can bring down that, like by having an S corp. You only get taxed on the actual money that you paid yourself if you W-2'd yourself. But that's a video for a whole nother day. I don't want to get into that. But the whole gist of that is to make sure that you are keeping track of your bookkeeping. The best practice for most people is at least put, if you're not W-2ing yourself and you're just 1099, put 25 to 30% of the money you make a week or bi-weekly or monthly to the side. So you're not hit with a huge tax bill at the end of the year. You're thinking you made 300,000, 400,000, but you really made 200,000. So you're like, where am I going to get this money to pay the IRS? I don't want to be stuck in that bind. So definitely, by all means, get with a CPA, an accountant, or a bookkeeper, or even a great tax professional. And we would definitely be able to assist you in making sure your books are straight for tax purposes for the future. I know we're already in July, it's almost August, but it's still never too late, because the longer you wait, the more it costs to try to keep up on all your books and get it all rectified before January 1st, or whatever your business calendar year is. Per diem rates. I love this. When I found out about this for truckers, like, this was everything to me. Okay, this I was able to save my clients anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000 a year. So by starting back in October 2021, you get a per diem, meaning a daily deduction rate, or if you work half a day, you get a partial per diem rate based on how often you work. So if you work for a company and they keep like a log of the days you clocked in, out, etc., that would be the easiest thing to do. So say you work 200 days out of the year, 200 days. So out of that 200 days, you can get up to, and it may change right now, $69. $69 per day. And that's, taking in consideration your meals and travel and things like that. So that's the easiest thing to do to calculate if you are actually a truck driver, is that per diem, because you have a log of the days you actually work. And this all started, because of the pandemic. So hopefully it lasts a little bit longer. And then, how I was saying the meal deduction was 80%. If you use the per diem, you're like basically getting 100%. Say you only spent $25 to eat that day. You didn't spend $69. You're still getting a whole $69 written off for that day. So sometimes it's just actually easier to use per diem. And if you do that, you still can write off your other expenses. So if you have a home office, you can write off a portion of that, your utilities, your Wi-Fi. If you could pay your accountant, your bookkeeper, all of those are expenses slash deductions that can be written off. But this per diem is like golden. Okay, this is like the go-to if you're not that great at bookkeeping and record keeping. Count how many days you work per year. Like, this alone will save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, just to touch on a couple, like, little things, like I said, you want to hire a professional. I know this whole entrepreneurship journey is new to a lot of people, especially a lot of different communities. And it all started due to the pandemic. People trying to figure out how we gonna make a way out of no way. And even including myself, I was a full-time worker. I worked for the government. And back in October of 2022, I said, you know what? I'm making more money at home and I have more time freedom working for myself than I do for other people. But I had to figure out, how do I work this entrepreneurship journey? How do I make it beneficial to me and put more money in my pocket and still spend more time with my family? So it's all a learning curve for us all. And we're all here to be that listening ear and guide each other in a way. So of course, everyone is not going to know everything, and I understand that completely. But if you don't know, don't be afraid to ask. Don't what they say, there's no such thing as a dumb question. So if you don't know, by all means ask a professional, and definitely the experts on this call, or in general, if you want to reach out to me. Once again, my name is Kayla Joshua, and my website is joinkayla.com. You'll see I offer taxes, especially I focus on small business owners, credit restoration, business credit, LLC setup, S corp setup. So I had to physically teach myself these things in order to be successful in this entrepreneurship journey. And this is coming from somebody who had multiple degrees. We were taught to go to school, get a good education, and so on and so forth. But they never taught us how to be a boss. They never taught us how to be a business owner. And truckers make so much money, and it's such a much needed industry because no matter how well and how far technology goes, we still need transportation. We still need to get those items from one part of the world and one part of the country to another part of the country. So take pride in everything that you do, but if you don't know the ins and outs of the finance part, please reach out to myself or someone else in the industry, and we would definitely be able to assist you. My website is knowledgefinancialsolutions.com, or you can go to joinkayla.com. My phone number is 725-777-6048. And once again, my number is 725-777-6048. Now, for tax preparation, credit restoration, LLC setup, S corps, even life insurance. So we are definitely all here to assist you and just share the information and provide the knowledge. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this video. Sorry I couldn't be live, but I do appreciate you. So you guys have a nice day.